Okay, hopefully you watched the video before to actually find this monthly payment. So if you haven't and you're like, how in the world did she find this? It's math magic. No, I found it in the video before. So this is the payments. So now it's asking, so it's a 20-year mortgage and it wants to know the remaining balance after 12 years. So notice that it is actually interest each month, okay, because it's a monthly payment. And so after 12 years, 12 times 12 would be 144 months. So what we do is we set up this schedule. And I just simply started with the month, a beginning balance. Might make that a little wider. This is probably all this is going to be bolded. And then we have the payment, we have the amount of interest, we have the principal, and then we have the ending balance, if I can spell balance correctly. All right, so of course our months are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're just going to go on forever. Not knowing, the problem that you have, if you grab that side, notice that it numbers them for you. Okay, so all I did is I typed about 1 through 4, or even 5 here, and then if you grab, you'll notice that it counts for you. Well, all I really need in this problem, you could say I need 240, but to be able to answer the remaining balance, I need 144. Why again do I need 144? Because I want to know after 12 years, and it's monthly, so 12 being monthly, 12 times 12 would be the 144. So I want to make this as a schedule that shows each month what is happening. So the first thing I would say, well, just give me that beginning balance. And as you have seen in my videos, I don't type a number in here because that way if this number changes, then my whole schedule will change. I found my payment. And I want to be able to copy this straight down, and I do not want it to change. That is what's called an absolute reference. When you put the $B, so that says always pick that column, and then always pick that row, 41, that cell, when I copy this straight down. Okay, next we find the interest, which the interest is the amount. So how much you have for your beginning balance times your actual interest rate. Okay, so, and I'll press enter there. Now, if you think about this, and this is where you kind of start to think about absolute references, won't you always use that same B32 interest rate? That will never change. I mean, that's kind of the key here, is the rate's going to stay the same. So I also make that an absolute reference. But notice the balance as we go down is actually going to change. The principal is the payment minus the interest. So principal is the payment minus interest. That's something that's going to move down. And then my ending balance then would be my beginning balance minus the principal. So the beginning balance minus my principal. And so now I can see after the first month, not a whole lot paid, right? Because you're paying a lot in interest. So I need this to wrap around, meaning that my beginning balance for month 2 will be what my ending balance was at the end of that month. All right. And you can see that I've already pre-formatted these with dollar signs. If you're wondering, why are dollar signs showing up for you, but they're not showing up for me? Okay, the payment is always going to remain the same. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that cell. If I don't get the right number, that means I probably did not put those dollar signs, okay, the absolute reference. Notice my interest. So my interest was the beginning balance, which I want to move, so I don't want that to be an absolute reference, and then times my interest rate. So I actually can just copy that down. My principal will always be my payment minus my interest. So that I can copy down. And then my ending balance will always be my beginning balance for this row minus my principal. And so I copy that straight down. All right, now from here, I can actually take this row, and I had to do this once, mainly just for this one value, but I can click in. So what I did is just click and drag these values, and I can click and drag this straight down. I mean, as far as I want. Now, I happen to know that right here, 240, let me get back up here. I need to widen that cell. That's why it's showing that. Go back up here. And the reason I knew it was 240, because it was 20. Okay, so 20 times the 12. However, the question is asking the remaining after 12 years. 12 years, and remember it's monthly, so 12 times 12 is 144. And you will see this value is the answer. They actually have you round it to the nearest dollar. So after 12 years, this is how much that is still owed. But this is a cool way to keep up with, I mean, you can do this for anything, like even a credit card, right? Where you're just seeing how much that interest is sadly eating you alive, right? So it's good to get the lower interest rate.